Hi, I'm Hillary Hess. You're listening to A Helping of Happiness. This podcast is for busy moms like me who have a full life and are constantly finding themselves in a balancing act. I definitely do not have it all together, but I hope that sharing the things that I have learned as a mom of 7 kids and the things that you will hear from the guests that I have on will be things that will really inspire and help us all to be a little bit better and give us all some fresh ideas and have a little bit of fun while we're at it. Hey, welcome to Helping of Happiness, episode number 85. We are going to talk a little bit today about Thanksgiving and in particular what to do with some of these Thanksgiving leftovers. So leftovers is something that I personally love. I am a huge fan of leftovers and I love to eat like our leftovers for lunch every day when I make it for dinner. I love Thanksgiving leftovers. I feel like I could eat that for a month. But my family, not so much, like maybe 2-3 meals max, and they're just really over the leftovers. So I've had to get pretty creative in how to kind of use my Thanksgiving leftovers and make them into other things. We call it rollover recipes. I've heard some people call them twisted recipes, or sometimes I call them dressed up recipes. So I need your opinions about what we should be calling it, because and nothing's really sticking yet. So I just wanted to give you a few examples of some fun things that you can do with your Thanksgiving leftovers that might be tasty for you and for your family. And I'm actually getting a recipe book together that talks a lot about rollover recipes. So let me just kind of explain what I'm talking about with rollover recipes. So I love the idea of a rollover recipe because basically you make a little bit extra of something. For example, let's say we make a little extra of our honey lime chicken, and because that doesn't really take too much extra effort, and the first time that you're making it, if you're making 4 chicken breasts, you're making 8, they're all kind of cooking in the pan at the same time and then baking in the oven together, or however it is that you're making it. But then you can use it for other recipes later on in the week, and you're not having to cook the chicken again the second time that you make it. So grab that honey lime chicken and save some of it for a night later on in the week when you want to make Thai chicken salad, or you want to make the honey lime chicken I love because it also works with Mexican food. So you can make honey lime enchiladas, or you can make tacos or taco salad or stir fry. I mean, so many different things. So this is one reason I love rollover recipes, because they not only save me a lot of time, which I feel like I'm really time poor with all the kids and the places that we're going, but it really saves me a lot of thinking of what I have to do with, what else I can make. If I already have some ideas of a few things I can make with that, solves that problem. And then it also saves me money because I'm not wasting my leftovers, I'm using them. So these ideas are some things that can also save you time and money since you've already put all the effort into making these particular dishes for Thanksgiving. So I wanted to start with cranberry sauce. I know cranberry sauce gets a really bad rap. Some people love it, some people hate it. I was not a huge fan of it and didn't really understand it as a kid. It just was like this big globby thing that came out of a can, and I didn't really know what place it had on the table. It just looked like a big glob of jam, and it didn't even taste that great, I didn't think. But I started to like it a little bit better as I grew older, especially if it was the whole berry kind. And then one year I tried making fresh cranberry sauce, and it's one of my favorite things to have on the menu now. And it's just so pretty, and the colors are vibrant, and it's really great. So I always make an extra batch of cranberry sauce, and then I use the leftovers to make muffins, cranberry orange muffins, and they're so good, and my kids love them for breakfast, or they're easy to pop in the kids' lunches. Also love to pour it over a pork roast in the crock pot and make this cranberry pork loin it's got cloves and cinnamon and garlic and all this really yummy stuff. Or we've done that over pork chops, or you can do it over chicken. It's so great. So that's my little cranberry sauce help. Another thing for the mashed potatoes. So mashed potatoes is a big favorite over here. Of course, we've always got that at Thanksgiving, but after a few days, the mashed potatoes start to get a little dry, right? So one of our ways to use that up is to make our potato cheese soup, which is a huge hit over here. Our kids love potato cheese soup. And that's a great way to get through your rolls too. You can dip your rolls in your soup and it's super delicious. So, okay, so those are some ideas for mashed potatoes. Another idea for your mashed potatoes, I'll talk about in just a second, but I want to tell you about I sometimes get a little creative trying to roll things over and it doesn't always work. Like one year I was really trying to use up our stuffing because that stuffing is kind of a hard one to roll over. I couldn't really think of something to make, so I tried to make muffins out of our leftover sausage stuffing. And they turned out just really like a savory muffin, not like a sweet muffin, but they just turned out really gross and the texture wasn't right and the flavor was totally wrong. And my husband was a very good sport, but, really trying not to encourage me to make those again. So those were out. Okay, but something that my friend was telling me about that she does with her stuffing, which I really want to try this year, that also goes with your mashed potatoes, is making a shepherd's pie. So this can kind of grab everything. So one of the things that we have with our Thanksgiving is always we have green beans. So the green beans could be the base of your shepherd's pie. And we don't generally do the green bean casserole. We just do fresh green beans that are sauteed in some butter and garlic and sometimes bacon. So throw that at the bottom of your shepherd's pie. And then you do a layer of stuffing. And then you put some turkey in there. And then you pour the gravy on top of all of that. And then you put the mashed potatoes on top. Pop that in the oven for a little bit. And then you've got a shepherd's pie. I thought that was such a good idea. So that's an idea of something you could do with many of your leftovers. Okay, let's move on to turkey. So turkey, luckily, can be subbed pretty easily for a lot of chicken things. I love the chicken flavor more than turkey. I love turkey at Thanksgiving, but I don't eat a ton of turkey year round unless it's like ground turkey that's mixed with my ground beef or something. But one way I really like it is in soups, like instead of a chicken noodle soup, making adding turkey in there instead. Or I love it in our tortellini soup that we have. I'll link up to that in the show notes. You just, instead of having chicken noodles like soup and having your regular noodles, you use tortellini instead, and it's just super delicious. Turkey also is really great. You can, like when you're getting your pie crust, I don't know if you make your home pie crust, you can make extra pie crust, or if you're just the type that wants to go purchase them at the grocery store because it's just way easier, you can get a couple extra pie crusts and make a pot pie out of your extra turkey. So you can put the pie crust in the pan, put your turkey in there. Maybe you've got some extra green beans. You could throw those in there if you want to. I usually just thaw out one of those frozen bags of the mixed veggies that have like corn and carrots and green beans and peas, and just throw some of those in there, dump some gravy in, put the other pie layer on top, poke a few holes, and then you've got your turkey pot pie, and it's really tasty, and it's even really easy to freeze. So you can pop that in your freezer and pull it out when you're kind of more in a mood for more turkey. It's really great to throw in chilies. That's another thing that you could freeze, make up that chili, and then just pop it in your freezer, and then pull it out on a day when you feel like you're really in the mood for more turkey. And then my last idea is over dinner rolls. So, of course, you can always freeze them, and sometimes those get gobbled up a lot easier than some of the other stuff because you can be making turkey sandwiches out of them, or you're just... It's not really, I don't know, at our house, bread isn't really something that we get tired of. It's just kind of something that's always around. But if you feel like it's getting a little dry, I know some people really are particular about their rolls. This is a great way to use your rolls. You could make bread pudding. I like to sometimes tear them into bits and make croutons out of them. You can just toast them in the oven till they're dried out, throw a little olive oil and like garlic salt on there or something before you pop it in the oven so they're a little bit seasoned. And that's a really easy solution for extra bread that's already a little bit dried out. So anyway, I hope that these are some good solutions for you for Thanksgiving, and I'm just so grateful that you're listening, and I hope that you really have a fantastic week. And if you are enjoying the idea of rollover recipes, please message me or check in on social media at Helping of Happiness and let us know, or tell us in the comments of our podcast ratings, because I would really love to get a lot more of this together. And if this is something that you really find useful, I would really, really love to hear about it. So Share this with a friend if you think that they need a little inspiration for what to do with their Thanksgiving leftovers, and have a fantastic, fantastic Thanksgiving.